Hey, I'm making another one of these. Same rules as last time. No Godzilla or Gamera or Ultraman kaiju. Weirdness of monster not ranked in any particular order. Let's get right into it. I'm going to be breaking my no Ultraman kaiju rule for this one, but Hanuman technically isn't a legitimately recognized kaiju in the Ultra series anymore, after that whole Chayo scandal, so he counts. Hanuman is a Hindu deity who was questionably depicted in Hanuman vs. 7 Ultraman, a Thailand/Japanese co-production between Chayo and Tsuburaya, before Chayo decided to be a dick. In the movie, he was originally a little boy who got shot in the face, cause, you know, kids movie, and was resurrected as the vengeful Hanuman, who goes on a weird little adventure before killing his attackers. Then a bunch of monsters appear, he tries to stop them, and the Ultra Brothers finally show up to help. The movie is pretty awful. It drags its feet constantly with these endless dancing scenes, and the fight scenes are so sluggishly edited that they manage to make explosions boring. Hanuman himself is not a particularly fun character to follow either, and he makes the flick even more exhausting. He's supposed to be a monkey god, but the badly made suit makes him look like a weird flesh pig. Hanuman also appears in an unauthorized Kamen Rider movie, because Chayo had the balls to poke the copyright beehive more than once. But if he's just as annoying in that flick as he is in this one, then oh boy, not interested. Wretched beast of a creature. Roger Corman was a very economic man, producing over 100 movies in his tenure and launching the careers of many well-known actors. But whenever he entered the director's chair, he made movies quick and he made them cheap, with a tongue firmly planted in his cheek. Which is why the monster of Creature from the Haunted Sea is a clump of seaweed with eyeballs glued onto it, with very obvious diving flippers. The movie doesn't present this monster very seriously. It's mostly a weird comedy, but it's not very funny, and the monster being intentionally lame doesn't make the movie's sluggish pacing any more tolerable. The Creature from the Haunted Sea is featured in a video I did recently, go check it out. Joseph Jaworski, noted scientist. Played by actor Tor Johnson. Allegedly a very sweet person in real life. Bad movie. Beast of Yucca Flats.
Flag on the moon. How did it get there?
I know this is literally just a guy, but the movie's title calls him a beast, so he counts. Due to the fact that the film was shot without sound and has the cinematic editing equivalent of Chinese water torture, hanging on shots for way too long, many of the titular beast scenes are just him standing around, waving his arms in the air, making noises. Horrendous movie, awful monster. It's featured in another video that I made recently. Check it out. The Devil Bat. Bela Lugosi is offered a deal where he's paid less than what he usually makes. So he sends his creation, a mutated bat, after his enemies for revenge. The movie tries to pretend this is a vampire bat of sorts, but the close-ups show that it's more like a fruit bat, which, you know, those are actually pretty cute. What really puts this creature on this list are the noises it makes, and it's just a stiff prop that attacks the actor. It's so good. -2.
Get that camera ready.
From the creators of Reptilicus comes The Angry Red Planet. The film follows a group of American astronauts who travel to Mars, a planet perpetually viewed through the lens of a virtual boy, and encounter a handful of hostile alien life forms. I like it when we didn't know much about other planets, so we just made shit up about them. It was a much more creative time, and the most this movie has going for it is its creativity. There's a floppy plant monster, a three-eyed alien, a giant space amoeba, and the headliner of the movie, a so-called rat bat spider. I really like this thing. It's only got a couple minutes of screen time, but it's a delightfully chaotic design. I would buy a figure of it if it wasn't so expensive. Not a terribly exciting movie, but it's representative of a time when fear of the unknown let filmmakers' imaginations run wild. Now we know Mars is just a planet full of rocks and dirt. It's cool. Other planets are cool. But throw in a weird monster and it'll be cooler. They should have made this thing fight Reptilicus. Yeah, Earth versus Mars. Reptilicus versus the rat bat spider. Hit me up, AIP. Whatever is left of you.
Why, some playmate. King Kong's big brother.
The titular Yeti, giant of the 20th century, is discovered by a research team in northern Canada. A greedy businessman named Honeycutt brings the Yeti,
It's a Yeti.
Yeti, to the city. The Yeti even has a blonde love interest. Yeah, this movie is an Italian production, made to capitalize off the recent release of Dino De Laurentiis' King Kong remake. The plot is transparently comparable, though this one doesn't waste as much time getting to the monster. Honeycutt even builds a merchandising franchise around it. The problem is that the Yeti's design is, well, yeah. They literally just got some guy, put him in a fur coat, glued some fur to him, and called it a day. It's laughable. He looks like a rejected brother from War of the Gargantuas. He does all these angry faces and they pipe in all these monster noises, but I'm sorry, it's just not intimidating. Mimo Crowell, the Yeti's actor, looks like he's having fun at least. One of the things that sets King Kong apart from Godzilla is that he's, historically, a way more sympathetic character. You get to see more of his facial reactions. So having a Kong knockoff that's literally just some guy isn't that far off from the spirit of the character. He's able to emote in ways a giant ape animatronic can't. That said, something that's almost human but isn't is more endearing. I don't know, there's just something in our brains that looks for humanity in things that aren't human. So characters like Kong, who's a giant ape, are more likable. Having a monster that's just some guy, the lady even refers to him as human, is just weirder. It somehow makes the implied romance between him and the lady even weirder too. It's bizarre in the '76 Kong remake too, but seeing this guy's horny face is just off-putting. At least his theme song is pretty bangin'. It's a unique take on Il Fortuna. If there's one thing a cheap 70s Italian movie is guaranteed to have, it's a fantastic soundtrack, no matter how bad the movie is. The rampage scenes are schlocky in a good way. It has more unconvincing green screen effects than a Nostalgia Critic video. Definitely one of the more interesting Kong knockoffs, but it's no Mighty Peking Man. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I would like to give a shout out to my $5 patrons. CMG, Red Comet Harry, Marpzilla, an actual Dimetrodon, and Space Hunter M. Thank you very much.